the Saints, one more preseason game. And I'm thrilled by the fact that Kellen Moore came to the microphone yesterday and said, we're going to play some starters in this game. That's where the Saints are. They need to play some starters. They need reps. They need reps so those starters can continue to get better. And they need some of the starters to play so that the young players have a nice ecosystem to play around. It's great to get Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shough reps in this game. It's not as great to get them reps with a bunch of guys who are going to get cut on the field with them, who can't function. Like that doesn't help a lot. You need to get those guys on the field and get them some solid action. So yes, the guys that are hurt, take a seat. Taliesin Fuaga, knee acting up, sit down. Trevor Penning, can't play, fine, take a seat. But they're going to get some guys some reps, and I think that's a very, very good thing. First, let's start at quarterback, and then we'll go into a couple other things that I want to see. I think that Tyler Shough and Spencer Rattler have both done a pretty good job in the short passing game. Ball snapped, nothing really there, get it out, stay on schedule. And that's a huge part of playing quarterback. I hear Matt Flynn talk about it on the morning show. Like, that's a big deal. It's not fun to watch, but it's a big deal. And that's good. And we've also seen them stretch the field a little bit and hit some big plays. I would like the 10 to 15-yard passing game to show a little bit more pop in this game, because you're likely going to be playing against backups or guys that aren't going to make the roster for Denver, especially as the game wears on. So if you've got potential starting quarterback on the field, I need you to start hitting some more 10, 12-yard passes down the field. I need you to start fitting the ball into windows. This is as easy as it's going to get. This is the easiest game that these quarterbacks will play. You've got a month in some change of practice reps. You've got a defense that's full of guys that aren't going to be starters. Like, this is the time to make it look good. And I expect to see that. Like, I don't want to see another turnover tomorrow. It's not the end of the world. The strip sack on Rattler in the first game, the Shough pick 6 in the first game, Rattler throws a pick in the last game. Like, those aren't the end of the world. Quarterback's going to turn the ball over. Young quarterback's going to turn the ball over. Let's not turn the ball over in this game. This should be the easiest game you play, especially if you're given some reps with your first team unit out there against guys who aren't going to make the roster. So to me, like, I expect to see a little bit more in this game. My standard is higher. It's not super high. It's not unreasonable. It's a little bit higher. And I want to see that from Rattler. And then when Shough comes in, let's see that as well. As I've said 3 times this week, I'll repeat it very briefly here. I don't need to see Jake Hader in this game at all. Don't care to see his reps. They don't help the team. Don't need them. So that's what I want to see from the quarterback spot. Now you look at roster spots that are very much in limbo. And one of them, interestingly, is at punter. The Saints had such stability at punter for so long. They got Thomas Morstead, and he was a great punter for a long time. And they decided to move on, and they've shuffled that deck for the last couple of years, and it hasn't been very good. It was bad last year. Hayball was bad last year. So now you've got Kai Kroger, and you got James Burnip, and there's been kind of a back and forth between those two guys, and they've gotten reasonably similar reps. However, Kroger, it appears, has kind of surged there. He's gotten a few more reps in punting, and one thing that Ross Jackson at LouisianaSports.net very aptly pointed out, he's also holding for Groupie a lot. That's a sign. I don't know Blake Groupie. He did sit down with our station Super Bowl week, and I got to meet him, but I don't know him. He certainly wouldn't know who I was if I walked up. But I'm guessing he's like most kickers, and kickers are pretty particular and pretty finicky and want things to be pretty controlled, no variables. So if you've got a guy that's doing most of the holding for the guaranteed starting kicker, he feels like he is surged ahead. So I think Kai Kroger absolutely is surging ahead of Burnip. Could something happen in this game to swing things? Sure. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't. Now let's look at running back, which is a little bit less cut and dried than punter. That's 2 guys. Here's your spot. You got a situation at running back where you know Kamara is going to be the lead guy, and it feels like, based on everything that we've read, heard, those folks we've talked to, and even what you see early in the preseason games, Kendre Miller is the second guy, right? Okay. Well, who's next? Devin Neal hasn't been out there. there's a lot of positivity around him pre-injury, but he's been hurt. What's his deal? Velus Jones, elite speed. Not a lot of production to go with the speed. And then you've got the veterans that you brought in Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who has made some plays in preseason, has done a really good job in pass protection, who can catch the ball out of the backfield, who ran hard last week, and you've got Cam Akers, who I don't think many people expect to make this roster. So to me, like, you're probably going to keep 4. Clyde has some options as far as going to the practice squad. Maybe that's what you do. I would keep Clyde over Velus Jones. I understand the intrigue with Velus Jones because of the speed that he's got. And I get that. If that's something you really prioritize, and I don't think I'm being biased in this Baton Rouge market as the guy who covers LSU and went to LSU, I don't think I'm being too biased suggesting Clyde should make the team, but I think there are some things that he brings, and one of them is durability as well. So we'll see, but running back is interesting, and those guys might be running for their jobs on Saturday afternoon. Got to keep that in mind for sure. I think that's the most intriguing. Does the newest addition, Devon Bailey, get out there and give it a shot? I think he very likely will. What does he show? At tight end, Jack Stoll, Trayton Welch, those guys are going to have to earn their stripes until Foster Moreau and Taysom Hill return from the PUP list. Like, okay, have you proven yourself that you need to be kept around when these 2 proven veteran commodities show up? Might not. And then at offensive line, I just need to see better play. Like, that's not a make the team deal. That's just like, hey, Cesar Ruiz, get in front of somebody, block somebody, dominate at the point of attack against this guy who's going to get cut from the Broncos in the next 48 hours. I just need to see that, and I haven't for 2 preseason games. That's kind of my checklist. Quarterbacks, I'm thrilled you're playing. Let's work the intermediate passing game and look a little bit more crisp. This should be the easiest game you play all year. Punter, okay. Who wins that job? The other guy's probably out of a job. Running back, who's running for their job? Tight end, who can keep their job when that deck gets shuffled in the next 8 weeks? And then offensive line, play a little bit better. Show me something more than you've shown me to this point. And when you do that, you'll give me a better shot to evaluate running back. You'll give me a better shot to evaluate quarterback. That's the thing with this offensive line, is it not only hampers you in your ability to move the ball and win games, it hampers your ability to handicap the rest of the roster. So my only prediction in this entire thing with the game against Denver on Saturday is that Spencer Rattler does enough to win that week 1 job. We've talked about it 3 times this week. I'm not going to change my tune on it. I think Spencer Rattler is going to win that job, and I think he's going to hold it for the first month of the season. After that, I'm not willing to put my neck out. Anything can happen. You heard Nick Underhill on our station say that he thinks that they want Shough to win it. You've heard folks on this station suggest, hey, it's easier to go and put the second-year player on the bench for the rookie than to put the rookie on the bench for the second-year guy. You've heard Matt Flynn talk about his time in quarterback competitions and how that usually goes with preseason reps. Everybody seems to think Rattler is surging ahead in that way, and I certainly wouldn't argue with that one bit. And I'm okay with him starting in this game on Saturday, and I'm okay with him starting the first game. Shough's going to get his chance at one point during this fall. I'm just not sure where it's going to be, and he'll certainly get a chance to play on Saturday. Hopefully that goes really, really well. But Saints and Broncos, noon inside the Dome on Saturday. We'll certainly be talking about it on Monday's show. If you'd like to read about it, we'll have post-game stories up at louisianasports.net, as always, for free. Hey, it's Hunt. Thanks for watching Hunt on Saints. Before you leave, help us out a little bit. Hit that like button, leave your comments in the section below, and hit that subscribe button so you get all our content right here from Hunt on Saints. We'll see you next time.